A man of risk is a man of excitement, so they say. I guess that depends on preference. If you're adventurous and outgoing, it's probably safe to assume you've taken at least a few risks in your lifetime. If you're more in the timid or shy, you probably live life walking on the sidewalk, free of harm's way. Nonetheless, it's hard to argue against the fact that taking more risks usually means there's more fun involved. But also just that, there's more risks. So say one friend decides to spend his day studying for the big test tomorrow, not much risk involved in there, is there? He'll be at his house or at the library free of harm, doing something that couldn't in any way be construed as a negative activity. You've got other plans, however, more fun plans. You and a group of friends from school want to go down to the old man's house to visit the lake behind his property. Not only do you risk being caught and punished by trespassing, you also risk getting a worse grade on your test than the guy who stayed home studying. Obviously, taking risks can be fun and rewarding, but there's always going to be consequences with those risks you take. So what happens when you take one of the bravest fictional characters I can think of and put him in a world full of demons and monsters wreaking havoc on weak and hopeless people? Most likely a lot of risk-taking, and that's exactly what happens in this story. To begin with, Beowulf hears of a demon attack in a defenseless town. Just the challenge alone of fighting the beast intrigues Beowulf enough to gather a small team and embark on the journey to slay the beast. With no surprise, Beowulf rids the town of the threat, hearing wind of her son's death. The beast's mother retaliates, however, but retreats back to her lair with Beowulf hot on her trail. Again, Beowulf destroys the beast. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Basically, Beowulf is a bad man with good intentions. With the many risks he has taken by fighting the monsters, his rewards are vast and his losses are slim. He becomes famous around Denmark for his bravery and fighting skills, and is even praised by the king. The only negative that comes out of his fights is a couple of scratches and bruises here and there. So it seems that taking risks is a good way to live your life, right? I mean, what could go wrong? So Beowulf is living this lavish lifestyle now after he moves back to his homeland. His king is killed, and he assumes the throne and the crown. So he's a new king. He rules his land very well for 50 or so years, until a dragon starts to unleash its fiery rage on the town. Being the risky hero that Beowulf is, he goes to kill the beast. Now, we've all heard this story before. We all know who's going to win this one. You guessed it, Beowulf. To our surprise, however, the dragon bit Beowulf on the neck, killing Beowulf immediately after the fight. A sad ending to a great story. More of the story is, taking risks can be a great way to spend your time. But my man Isaac Newton said it best, for every action there's a reaction. And with every risk you take, there's a consequence waiting right around the corner for you.